Hey guys, it's Abomination9 here, back playing some more Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links. When we left off, I think we opened up some Chaotic Compliance is what I think it's called. Though in today's video we're going to be opening up some Neo Impact. I think, yeah, some Neo Impact. But I'm just going to say, if you're not aware, there are two theme decks up right now. Sorcerer's Alliance, which I don't know if they've done this before, but they are up now. If it is new, well then there you go. And Draconic Force for Kaiba and Yugi, though I'm going to assume you don't need them per se. They're just, like it says here, compatible with Power of the Dark from Yugi's deck and compatible with Peak Performance from Kaiba. So I think there's a possibility of getting these abilities on other people, because I've gotten other people's abilities on other characters by, I guess, fighting them. I'm just going to assume. I don't actually know. I haven't looked it up. I've just seen it happen where after beating someone in the chests that you get after beating them, a skill actually is inside one of the chests and unlocked for the character that I'm playing. And I'm assuming it belongs to them, because when I beat T with Yugi, and in a chest there was her life points increase, a skill. So I was like, oh, that kind of like made me figure out, okay, maybe this is how it works. I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna be opening up some Neo Impact. Not anything specific that I want out of here. I'm just trying to mix it up for the video, which again I don't recommend you do. I recommend you just maybe like try to empty out a box, though hopefully the algorithm doesn't screw you over there and doesn't give you anything good, because apparently there is an algorithm that tries to stop you from getting anything good, to try to force you to spend money, to keep opening boxes, to then keep spending money and then kind of fighting yourself. But yeah, let's just get to it. I can grab an extra too, so this will be 21, I guess. Neo Impact, first one, nothing special. Manthro Tro. It's a 10-10. By attributing a normal monster, except a token, on your side of the field, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent's life points. That's alright. Buster Rancher. I have this card. I don't think it's holographic. I might have a holographic one. I don't know. It might not be holographic. Buster Rancher. Only a monster with an attack of 1,000 points or less can be equipped with this card. During damage calculations, increase the attack of this monster equipped with this card by 2,500 points if the opponent's monster that battles it is in attack position and its attack is 2,500 or more. Or if the opponent's monster that battles it is in defensive position and its defense is 2,500 or more. So very situational, but it's okay. Now, the first pack they gave me, I guess, was Neo Impact, and I got a Chuchulian, or however you want to pronounce his name, so that's why it doesn't say new, but I will read it anyways because I haven't shown him off before. So Chuchulian, or however you want to pronounce his name, the Awakened, he's a 500, 1,000, though I think his top out for attack is not necessarily infinite, but it's pretty much as high as it can get, or it can go to the max. This card can only be ritual summoned with a ritual spell card, Emblem of the Awakening. Once per turn, you can remove from play one normal monster from your graveyard. This card gains attack equal to that normal monster's attack until the standby phase of your next turn. So you can get him up to like 2,000, maybe even 3,000 if you have a decently sized normal monster. I'm pretty sure there's normals that are like 2,800, so you can get him pretty high into the 3,000s, I believe. So as long as you have something that's been thrown away in the graveyard. The only single Karibos so far, even though I'm kind of just randoming these boosters at this point. Anti-Aircraft Flower. It's a 0-1600. By attributing one insect-type monster on your field, on your side of the field, inflict 800 points of damage to your opponent's life points. So you just slap this in defensive mode, because 1,600 is pretty high, and if there is a plant field out there that boosts that by 200, well then it'll be an 1,800 defense, which is pretty good for something that's no sacrifice. Or no tribute. And just throw away a plant. It doesn't say token. It doesn't count token. So if there's a token that can be thrown away with this, if you have insect token somehow, and you can produce them constantly with it. And this is a good plant to have with it. A plant's bug deck, I guess. Woodland Sprite. Select one equipped card equipped to this card to, or send one equipped card equipped to this card to the graveyard. Inflict 500 points of damage to your opponent's life points. So a 9/4, and he can toss equipped cards to do direct damage, which situationally okay. And Element Valkyrie, which I appreciate this one. I like the card art, and it is a fairy, which now this can go in my T deck, because T is lacking in power creep. And by power creep, if you know what I'm talking about, it's just the... I use it improperly, I guess you could say, when I'm speaking about this game, but power creep is the fact that inevitably you have to keep producing stronger and stronger and more crazier cards as time goes on, because there's not going to be any draw to play the game if the cards don't one-up each other, like the future cards not one-upping the past cards, so they have to keep one-upping themselves, so the power has to keep going and going and going, like the problem in Pokemon, where EXs are unfair, in my opinion, compared to Stage 2s, and then they just release GX cards, so the power just keeps escalating continuously as time goes on, because there's nothing they can do but power creep. So in this game, when I say power creep, it's kind of the same thing, but I just mean how far can you push a card that's not sacrificed. So a level 4 card, how far can you push its attack and defense before it becomes unfair? And like a lot of the, like, that's kind of how the AI is handled when you're fighting like low level AI. Their power creep is very low. It's like very single digit numbers if you cut off the zeros. And then as their difficulty goes up, most of the difficulty is in them running cards that have defense, you know, like this is a 15-12. They won't have anything in their deck that's a 1 sacrifice that isn't at least a 1500 or higher. A 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2000 even, with the spirit cards. They won't have anything less than that. But I'm just talking about too much about the game. You probably don't care. I'll read the card now. But this will be going in the T deck since it's a fairy. This monster gets the following effects while there is a monster with the following attributes on the field. If there's a fire type, it becomes 2000. 2000 attack. If there's a water, control of this card cannot be switched. So you'll probably be running the fire in your deck, or hopefully your enemy has fire. Good, nothing special so far. Hopefully I'm not getting screwed by the algorithm. Bamboo Strap. Tribute 1 plant type monster, special summon 2 plant tokens with 800, 500 to your opponent's side of the field in defensive position. I don't know what kind of situation this would help, because I don't know all the cards in these sets. So I don't know what cards you could use to give you a benefit here. Is there a card that gets buffed off of plants on either side? If that's the case, well then that. Well, they're also Earth, so any monster that gets a buff from there being Earth on the field, that counts too, I guess. There has to be some specific strategy where giving them 2 plants works. At 500 defense, because they're in defensive position, so 500 defense plants. Ritual Weapon. Equip only to a level 6 or lower ritual monster. It gains 1500 attack and defense. I think there's a tribute one as well, or a fusion. No, there's a fusion weapon as well that does the same thing. A level 6 or lower fusion monster gets 1515, which is pretty strong if you can actually find a level 6 out of all the cards, because I think there's only a few that actually this can be equipped to, and the fusion one as well. Specifically a fusion one. Naturia Strawberry, which is pretty cool, simply just because it's cute, though power creep on this card's hard. Look at that, 16 for no sacrifice. Unless there's a gimmick to this, is a pretty good card. It's a plant, though. Once per turn, when your opponent normal or special summons a monster, target one of those monsters. This card gains 100 attack times the level of that monster until the end phase. Okay, so not only does his base power creep end up being pretty good at 16. Because if you're running a deck that somehow has a plant field, I don't know if there is one, an earth field I guess would be more likely. If you're running an earth field that boosts his power creep up to 1800 with no sacrifice, not only is he's an 18, he gains 100 attack times the level when they summon something. That's crazy. I messed up my headphones. This card is amazing. Please give me more strawberries. Please. A triple Karibo this time. Uh-oh. I want all these destruction cards just because I think they're kind of cool, I guess, just because there's a set of them in Wind, Earth, Light, and Dark. So it's a reptile. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, destroy all face-down and non-wind monsters. So every other destruction card does the same thing except against Dark, Wind, or Light, Dark, and Earth. Radiant Spirit. So here's the light version. When this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, destroy all non-light monsters. And Machine King Prototype. So this is good because I need this for Bandit, because he's a machine guy. This card gains 100 attack and defense for each machine type monster on the field except this card. So, again, amazing card. Power creep, 16-15. So his attack and defense are good to start off with. A 15 is average, I would say, when you're dealing with the AI at any decent level. You need to have at least a 15. And even then, you want something higher, because they start getting to like way higher than that starting off. But his 16's okay. It'll be 18 if you have some sort of field. And 100 for each other machine on the field. On the field, period, not just your side. So if you have a full field, he's an 18, not counting your field. So a 22 if you have a field. Counting the enemy side, he's a, was it 3? So extra 600 on top of your 18, so a 24. Like, that's pretty good. A 3 Karibo, again. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything good out of this one. Anti-Aircraft Flower. The Puppet Magic of Dark Ruler. Select one Fiend-type monster from your graveyard. Remove from play monsters on your side of the field whose total levels equal the level of the selected Fiend-type monster. Then, special summon the selected monster from your graveyard. That's pretty good. You can throw away a strong monster so that you can tribute it with this card, I guess. And Shadow Slayer, I would say a slightly average, subpar power creep, but he's no sacrifice. If all monsters your opponent controls are in defensive position, this card can attack your opponent directly. So the AI likes to put all its cards into face-down defensive position if it can't actually punch through you. Like if it knows it can't actually kill a card, it will just put its cards into face down. So this card is pretty good for dealing with them if you can somehow beef him, which in Yugi's deck he starts off as a 1600 because of Yugi's Yomi, or whatever it's called, his field, Power of Dark. I would assume it's Power of Dark is what it's called. Uh oh, this one has some hieroglyphs in the back. Emissary of the Oasis, which is a pretty good card because it's weak, but if there's a face-up level 3 or lower monster on the field, your opponent cannot select this card as an attack target while this card is face up on your side of the field. Any battle damage done to the controller of this card from battling involving a level 3 or lower normal monster becomes 0. So she forces all their cards that you play to be taunt, essentially, and when they die, you don't take any damage. Chop Man, the Desperate Outlaw. When this card is flipped summoned, you can equip one spell equip card in your graveyard to this card. So it's okay. His power creep is extremely subpar. Very extremely subpar. But if you have a good equip card for zombies, he could turn that around. And Beckoning Light. Discard your entire hand, then for each card you discarded to the graveyard by this effect, add one light monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, that's alright. Not too crazy, not too great. 3 Karibos with a T-face. Ray of Hope. Add 2 light monsters from your graveyard to your deck and shuffle it. Servant of Catabolism. 7/5. This monster may attack your opponent's life points directly. So it's okay. Slap him on there, hit for 700. He's basically a throwaway, because no way with how the game works is a 700 going to live longer than one turn unless you have some sort of trickery. Twin-headed behemoth, super rare. Finally something of value. Or I'm pretty sure we're about to run out too, because it's been 15 minutes, though I did talk for a while, but I think we're about to run out. The twin-headed behemoth. He's a power creep of 15, so he's pretty decent, but he's a dragon, so he would have to be in a dragon field to boost him any higher. During the end phase of this card, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field and sent there this turn, you can special summon this card, but its attack and defense become 1000. You can only use this effect of Twin-Headed Behemoth once per duel. So he's okay, he's a 1500 freebie, who if he dies, he can come back as 1000. Once per duel. Triple yellow flash, so that means is there a super rare in here? Scanner. His attack and defense are unknown, or they can be changed. Once per turn, you can select one of your opponent's monsters that is removed from play. Until the end phase, this card's name is treated as the selected monster's name. And this card has the same attribute, level, attack, and defense as the selected monster. If this card is removed from the field while this effect is applied, remove it from play. So it's okay, it's a situational card that you have to run in the deck where you can toss your opponent's cards away into the remove from play pile. Fu Rin Kazan, which you need other cards to do this. When there's a face-up wind, water, fire, and earth monster on the field, there's a ultra rare in the set that I think is all four of those, which is why it's kind of something to be comboed with that. Or maybe she's a card in another deck. She might be a card in another deck. I don't know if it's that one, that second ultra rare right there. I'm not gonna point to it because I would get rid of this card, but the woman with a staff below the card, I think she might be all types. If she isn't, or all those types, if she isn't, then it's a person in another booster. If all those types are on the field, apply one of these effects. Destroy all monsters on your opponent controls. Destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. Discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand, or draw 2 cards. And our super rare Sasuke Samurai again, or different version. 500, 800s. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks a face-down defensive position monster, destroy that face-down monster. That's pretty good, honestly. Though, again, the AI only plays all face-downs if it knows it can't punch through you. And if it knows it can, then it will. And it will strike down a face-down card no matter what. If it sees there's a face-down card, usually it will attack it. Even though, most likely, if you're putting something face-down, it has a flip effect or has high defense that you know they can't punch through. Chaos N. You can only activate this card if 7 or more of your cards are currently removed from play. Destroy all monsters on the field. That's not bad if you're running an out-of-play deck. The beginning of the end. If there are 7 or more dark monsters in your graveyard, banish 5 dark monsters from your graveyard, draw 3. And Ally of Justice Colossalos, which no description needed for this. It's a machine, so it's pretty good to slap into a bandit deck, I guess. 23-12. Attack's pretty good, defense is subpar. Uh-oh. Super rare, no T-Face though. High Tide on Fire Island. If you control a level 7 or higher water or fire monster, apply the appropriate effects in sequence, depending on the attributes of the monsters you control at the time. Water. Special summon as many water monsters as possible that were sent to their graveyard to activate monster effects this turn. Then destroy one monster you control. And if you have fire, destroy one monster on the field. Then, if you have any cards in your hand, discard one card to your graveyard. So that's alright, I guess. Fairy of the Spring. Target and one equipped spell card in your graveyard, add that target to your hand, then, or that equipped spell card cannot be activated this turn. Okay, so just grab an equip out of the graveyard and use it next turn. And oh, we got another Freaking strawberry, okay. I'm down with that. Give me as many strawberries as possible, though I think that would have been the last pack, yeah. Okay, so strawberries are god tier. Apparently Sasuke is a super rare, I guess. Twin Head's okay. This card's alright. This dude's alright. Machine King's god tier. What else? This chick's cool for my fairy deck. I guess the plant thing's alright. Anti-aircraft flower. And nothing too special. This one was a decent disappointment. I guess we got 2 of these. So I like this, and the strawberries. The strawberries are probably my favorite thing out of this so far. Though, we do have 500 more, so we will buy 1 more and hope for the best. Probably get an ultra rare. Triple Karibo Wink into Jumbo into ultra rare. Okay, what is that? Purple. So what is it? That dragon then? Because I think that's the only fusion monster in this deck. It's a dragon. The guy on the card art. Also, this card's good too. Arcane Archer of the Forest. While there is a plant monster on your side of the field, this card cannot be attacked. So it's another card that forces your other cards to be taunts. Attributing 1 plant type monster on your side of the field, destroy 1 spell or trap card on the field. So it's pretty good. His attack is subpar, but his defense is average, which is okay. And he can kill traps and spells by attributing a plant, and he can't be targeted as long as you have a plant on the field. Then Gravedigger's Ghoul. Target up to 2 monsters in your opponent's graveyard. Banish them. Okay, so you would combo this with that other card, I guess, that only has effects if they have cards that have been banished, I guess. And here's our Neo Impact poster boy, I guess. It's, yep, Meteor Bead Dragon, which is a fusion of Meteor Dragon and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Which I have 2 Red Eyes, but I don't know if I have a Meteor Dragon. We can go check and see that in a second, I guess. Doesn't really matter. Let's go check that out. What is it, once it gives us something? Collect a total of 100 trap cards for an icon. Card shop. Actually, no. Yes, that's where we wanted to go. Do we want to go to our card catalog? I guess Meteor Dragon would be a dragon, correct? So here's our, like, terrible running thing. So we got that, we got Whitehorn, Twin Head, Trigon, Red Eyes, One Eye, Meteor, Luster, Draconic, Divine, Curse, Crawling, Blue Eyes, Baby. Yeah, I don't have a Meteor Dragon, so I can't summon that guy. Let's actually get rid of this and see if we can find Meteor here, so we can know what to be looking for. Was that Toon Blue Eyes I saw? Is Meteor even in this game? I don't think I've passed it. Oh, there he is. Okay, so was this guy in that set? Because I remember looking at this guy. He must be in that set. So yeah, you have to get him from that set as well. So, Red Eyes Black Dragon, of course, you can get by unlocking Joey and Rex Raptor. So you can get 2 of them like that. But Meteor Dragon, I guess you have to get from Neo Impact. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Tune into the next episode. Like, subscribe, comment if you do. See ya.